I really like the models that look like they're low polygon and printed. And so in this video, I'm going to show you how to make those very simply. The first thing that we need is some models to be able to make them low poly. So go to printables.com and download 3 high detailed models that you want to turn into low polygon art. So for example, I found this bunny by Best Codes and this T-Rex skull from David, and I'm just going to print off the top of this. And you don't have to use other people's models. If you have your own models, you can also do the same thing. So I have this Charmander here that I'm also going to make low poly. With the files downloaded, import them into Blender by going to File, Import, STL, and then just finding the different file locations. Sometimes you may need to zoom in or zoom out as the models are different scaled, or they might be moved somewhere in the scene because as people export these and post them, they're not centered at 0, 0, 0. So if that's the case, go ahead and either select the object in the viewport window or find it over here to the side and go to Object, Snap, Selection to Cursor, assuming your cursor is where you want it to be. Now, we also want to make sure that all of these are set to shade flat so that when we make them low poly, we can actually see the different polygons. So with each one selected, go to Object, Shade Flat. We'll do the same process for all 3 of these models, but I'm going to show you the bunny first to kind of highlight this. So hide all the other models, select the bunny, and then off to the side, select the wrench, which is all the modifiers, and go to Add Modifier, Generate, Decimate. This is the Decimate modifier. You can ignore most everything in this modifier, except this right here tells you what percentage you're going to decimate this. And so a 1 would be it's the original, 100% the original. Way down to like 0.05 would be it's decimated, so it's only 5% of the original polygon count. And so I want this to be very decimated, so I'm going to crank this all the way down till it starts to look good. So I am going to do about 0.05. Now, as you go to the bottom of the model, you can see that it's no longer even, and this would be a problem when printing. So I also want to make this flat. How I do this is go ahead and add a cube, just scale it up until it kind of covers all of the bottom of the model that you want. And then with the model, so in this case the bunny, with the model selected, go to the wrench, add modifiers, generate, Boolean. And now with this eyedropper, go ahead and click that cube. You can't see it, but this cube is actually cutting into this model. So for example, if I go ahead and hide this cube by hitting H, you can look at the bottom and see that the bunny is perfectly flat, and that'd be perfect for our printing needs. And this is basically all you need to do to get this low poly look that we wanted. Now, we still need to import this into PrusaSlicer or whatever slicer you want. So go ahead and apply these by clicking this drop-down menu and hitting Apply. The order in which you apply them matters. You want to do the decimate first, and then you want to do the Boolean second. Now we're going to go ahead and do this to the other ones too. So let's go ahead and practice this. Hide the bunny, select the skull. So go to Wrench, Add Modifiers, Generate, Decimate, and scale this down until it starts to look the way you want. With the skull, I find I need to go very, very, very small until it starts to look like it's low poly. Now like the bunny, we're going to need to go ahead and flatten that bottom. We can use this old cube if we want to. So go ahead and scale that and move that as needed. Make sure that the bottom there is just kind of cut off. Now with the skull selected, not the cube, go ahead and go to the wrench, add modifier, generate Boolean, and use that eyedropper to select the cube. Go ahead and apply these 2 modifiers. And again, the order matters, so apply the first one first, click that arrow, apply modifier, click that arrow, apply modifier. And now this is done. Go ahead and hide the skull and unhide the Charmander. I'm going to go ahead and move him so that his feet clip the cube where we want it. And I'm also going to scale him up. I want these to be a little bit bigger. So I'm going to scale him to be, I'm going to unhide the skull there and scale him up just right about there. Before we decimate this Charmander, let's go ahead and hide that skull. And now like we did before, so with it selected, go to the wrench, add modifiers, generate, decimate, change that up and down as much as you want, and it's going to go slow depending on how many vertices you have. But I'm going to crank this down all the way to about right there. And again, it's not an exact science, you just move it until it looks right to you. Again, you can also type in a number if you're not getting the precision that you need. And then we also need to make sure that the feet and tail down here are flat with the print bed. So go to the wrench, add modifiers, generate Boolean. And now with this eyedropper, go ahead and click that cube. And the model looks great. We just need to go ahead and apply the different Booleans in the order that we have them. And we're done and ready to export these. However, in preparation to bring these into PrusaSlicer, it's always good to export them individually. So with the models selected one by one, go up to File, Export STL, and make sure that the selection only is clicked. Name it whatever you want and save it out. So I went ahead and did that with all the files, and now I'm going to bring them into PrusaSlicer. We are now in PrusaSlicer, so what you want to do is go up to this icon right here, and this will import, or you can go to File, Import. So let's import Charmander, and you can see that maybe he's not the size you want him to be, so I'm just going to scale him up here until he's roughly the size I want him to be. Again, I don't need it to be precise. If I want to be precise, I could use Blender for that. And now as I look at Charmander, he will have print failures here because this would be an island as this prints up. And so this needs support, and these teeth need supports. So I'm looking at this and it might be hard to get supports in that mouth, so I'm going to do organic. So to do this, I go up to the top tabs here and go to Print Settings. Off to the left, I go to Support Materials and enable Generate Support Materials. Under this heading here, the options for support material and raft, under the first option, Style, I go to Organic. I now go back up to Platter, and over to the side, where it says Supports, I click Support on Build Plate Only. And now all I need to do is go down to the bottom and hit Slice Now. Now we can see that Charmander is ready to be printed, so we can go ahead and export that G-code and bring it to the printer. Now I want to do the same thing with all the models, so I'm going to go ahead and import the skull. You can see how this is oriented, so it's flush on the print bed already. And looking at it, it looks like it might not need supports, so these overhangs are basically bridges that are smaller than 2 inches, so that should be fine. Also, these teeth are at a better angle than 80 degrees, and so these should be able to print without any supports. I do want to make this very big, so I'm going to scale up the skull so it's pretty big. Again, if I want precision, I could do this in Blender, as we showed in previous videos, but I'm just going to scale this up and eye it till it looks about where I want it to be. Now this is going to take a long time to print, so what I'm going to do instead is I'm going to go back up to the print settings up top, and under the menu item, Layers and Perimeters, you can see right here it says Layer Height 0.2. I can change this to 0.4. And now, with this little disk, I can hit Save, and I can save this out as a preset. You can name it whatever you want. I already have a preset right here, 0.4 millimeters draft. Go back to the platter, and then down at the bottom right, hit Slice Now. What happens is the layer height is now thicker, so you'll get less resolution, but this will print twice as fast as it would at 0.2 millimeters. So we're going to do the same thing with the bunny, but I'm not going to go through the process because you basically know how to do it at this point. But as I looked at the bunny, I could see there's really steep angles at the ears, the chest, the chin, so I didn't know if I should add some supports, and I didn't. I was kind of being lazy. Well, what happened is it printed, but it had a lot of artifacting. So I added some organic supports, and you can see that it turned out much better, much cleaner. There's not damage on the ears that you saw in the other one. And so when in doubt, just add supports. It really doesn't add that much to the print time or the print cost. My absolute favorite print was the skull. This thing, the material was awesome. It printed great. I think I probably would have added supports if I did it again, but it did print much better than the bunny because we were right in our assessment, but there are some defects that you can see throughout it. And we're done. You now know how to take a model that is high poly and make it look like it's low poly art. Awesome. I'll see you in the next video.